What is up, everybody, and welcome back to Lesser Athletes. My name is Chadwell, and today, was an interesting video for you here on the channel. This is who will dethrone Seth Rollins. Now, gotta be honest with you. Did I expect to make this video right before SummerSlam? No, I did not. I did not at all. I cannot believe Seth Rollins is our World Heavyweight Championship, to be completely honest with you. I'm shocked that, honestly, it was a work for the injury angle. Do I see Seth Rollins losing this champion sooner rather than later? You'll have to find out when you watch this video. So today we have 3 different tiers, and this is how I'm going to do my dethrone videos. Because I kind of talk about it in every video, how it's like this. You have tiers of people who I think we need to talk about or have. And then I would have tier breaks where it's basically saying, I think these are the 3 and this is a tier break here. Then I think you can move around these people in each tier however you want, depending on your personal preference. So let's get started. For example, not likely, but still need to mention tier 3, Ilya Dragunov. I think there's about 8 people here. I wonder how they're going to treat Ilya Dragunov when he comes back. Are they going to give him a mega push? Are they going to give him maybe even a slight push, like a IC title reign? I just want to mention him because I think Ilya Dragunov is a very, and I mean very talented soul. I could see him going maybe to the Royal Rumble. Could give him a crazy Royal Rumble win. We could have Ilya versus Seth Rollins in the future. Don't think it's going to happen. Just want to mention. I would say next we have not likely, but still need to mention Jacob Fatu. Now, I hope in this draft we get Fatu to go to Raw because, to be honest with you, I think Jacob Fatu needs to get out of this bloodline vortex and needs to start going to the main roster, or not main roster, main event scene. And we get Jacob Fatu potentially going against all these people as a babyface. Now, if they do Jacob Fatu versus Seth Rollins, I wonder how it would happen, what would go on, and how it would go down. Maybe it's him going after the Bronze, and Bronson's maybe him being a part of some help with, like, Punk, for example, the Usos. I just want to mention him because he could be a crazy wow factor, but there is a lot of people that I truthfully see ahead of him. And for example, Gunther is probably a little bit ahead of him, but I don't see this happening because Gunther is a heel. I think they're going to keep Seth Rollins a heel for a while. I think just doesn't make sense. It just does not make sense. And I like Gunther going after maybe Cody instead of this because I think that makes more sense than having Gunther versus Seth Rollins here, to be completely honest with you. I just don't think it makes as much sense as others. In tier 2, I have dark horse candidates. This is where I start saying, okay, there's a good chance. Roman Reigns is here because I think Roman and Seth will be the WrestleMania match. I think I can for sure write that down. Now, here's my only thing. That is for sure the WrestleMania main event, or not main event, WrestleMania match. I just wonder if it will be Roman, Seth with the title or not. Because to me, I don't think it needs a title, and I think you could put title on something else and make that a WrestleMania match instead. I think Roman Reigns doesn't need the title. I think him getting the title too would be hypocritical. I'm said hypocritical because he said it was a second place trophy. Absolutely destroyed the title. So I wonder what happens, and could he dethrone it? Do I think it makes a lot of sense for him to dethrone him? Do I think it makes a lot of sense to let him have the title? Yes. I don't think they're going to do it, though. I really don't think so. Tier 2 Dark Horse candidate, and my last Tier 2 guy is LA Knight. Now, I wonder if there's a world where LA Knight wins in a Roman cost him or Punk cost him, someone cost him the championship, and LA Knight is the one to dethrone Seth Rollins. He beat him at Saturday Night's main event. It just feels like this is a really good route they could go with a big babyface beating the heel of Seth Rollins. He could win a Royal Rumble. He could win Elimination Chamber. I really like LA Knight as a contender. I just think that there's going to be other options that they are going to go other than LA Knight. And in tier 1, this is where we start getting into our big dogs. And there's some big dogs that we'll have, for example, Braun Breaker. So there is, and I'm going to go individually on each one. in this tier 1, there's 3 people that I like and I think are real contenders. Braun Breaker is easily one right here. I just wonder what will happen and how they would do it. Maybe it's Seth Rollins getting turned on by Braun Breaker to go for... I think, no, let me say this. If Braun Breaker gets his title, it would have to be, and I mean have to be, at WrestleMania. Now, is it Braun Breaker winning the Royal Rumble and going after Seth Rollins, and they turn on Seth Rollins at, Royal Rumble after the Royal Rumble win? Is it Elimination Chamber he wins? Like, what goes down? And I think Braun Breaker is going to be a Paul Heyman guy and be Paul Heyman's guy for the future. So Seth gets turned on. Does he turn to a babyface? Braun Breaker's the heel in that scenario. What happens there? Don't think that's going to happen. Truthfully, don't think that's just going to happen. I think more than likely it's going to be Braun Breaker, maybe SummerSlam 2026 in Minnesota, getting the title from Seth Rollins, or having that match, Seth Rollins versus Braun Breaker. I think that's where we're leaning towards more than likely. So I don't think it's going to happen this year for him going after Seth Rollins, but it'd be stupid for me not to mention this because this would be a big WrestleMania main event match in my opinion. Up next, though, we have Sami Zayn. I think Sami Zayn, now going for the world title, I think they're going to take a break for saying that so that he can, do some little things on the side and then ultimately have a world title push again. There is 2 things that could happen. It could be, 1, Seth Rollins goes after Sami Zayn on an episode of Raw before, or another PLE instead, and Sami has a match at the Royal Rumble. It doesn't actually win the Royal Rumble. Instead, that's the case, and that's why he gets the title beforehand. So then you really set up Seth versus Roman Reigns, and maybe Sami is the one that wins the title with Roman's help, which would be kind of crazy. Is it something else? I don't know. Is it Sami winning the Royal Rumble? Because that's the rumor that's been going around recently, is that he might win the Royal Rumble. And then you have Sami winning the Royal Rumble, winning his first title ever against Seth Rollins at WrestleMania. But I think Seth versus Roman is the match to happen. I don't know. It's very hard for me to say for sure what could happen and how could Sami Zayn win this. But my number 1 is ultimately going to be CM Punk again. I think this is it. I think this is what's going to happen. Either Royal Rumble, Raw debut, PLE, John Cena's PLE, something. What's going to happen is Punk and Seth Rollins will happen. When that match happens, Roman will come back and intervene, and Roman will cost Seth Rollins, setting up Roman versus Seth to happen at, where am I blanking? WrestleMania. Then I wonder, Punk gets the title. Punk in the future can go against Roman or maybe later on, but Punk gets the title reign. And I think that's the way we go because, in my opinion, in my head, it's hard for me to say for sure, where does Punk get this title or where Punk gets the title again. I think ultimately it is going to go back to CM Punk. And then CM Punk can maybe go after, or Sami can go after CM Punk. Maybe it's LA Knight. Maybe it's Braun Breaker there. I just think in my head, personally, more than likely, it's going to be Roman costing Seth this championship sometime before setting up Seth versus Roman at WrestleMania. And I think CM Punk will be the guy to go against Seth Rollins and win it. Other than that, I hope you guys enjoy. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.